I'm Kayla Borsato, and I'm about to do my persuasive speech. So for my audience today, I have Lauren, Beth, my mom, and my dad over there in the back. So, like I said already, my name is Kayla Borsato, and I'm doing my persuasive speech on the organization Pause with the Cause. Alright, so the United States Census Bureau reports that in their newsroom archive that in 2015 there was about 1 in 5 people had a disability, and there's little we can do to stop people from having disabilities, like lessening their chances, but there is stuff that we can do to make it easier for them to live their everyday lives. So there's this organization, Pause with the Cause, that states on their mission and values page that they're an organization dedicated to enhancing the lives and independence of people with disabilities nationally using their custom-trained service dogs. So there are about 8.1 million people who have have a hard time seeing. There are 7.6 million people that have a hard time hearing. 30.6 million people that have difficulty walking or climbing stairs, and then 19.9 million people who have difficulty lifting and grasping. So I am part of Aggie Guide Dogs and Service Dogs at A&M, and I've seen firsthand the difference that these dogs can make in people's lives. So I'm here to tell you about why we need Pause with the Cause, what we can do to support Pause with the Cause, and what they are able to do when they have the means to get those dogs out to the people who need them the most. So, have you ever seen someone with a disability, at a grocery store in a wheelchair, they can't reach the top shelf, and your heart kind of goes out to them. You want to help, but you also don't want to make them feel bad that they can't do it themselves. Well, with our support, Pause with the Cause can get those dogs out to those people and help them live more independently. You're probably thinking, what does this have to do with me? How is this going to benefit me? Well, making those people more productive in society by giving them those dogs would help us. Excuse me. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics says that in 2015, there was a 10.7% of people with disabilities were unemployed, and they were looking for jobs. They had the means to get the jobs, but they were disabled, so they might not have been able to perform. That is 2 times the amount of people without disabilities who are unemployed. So with about 9 million people in the United States on Social Security disability receiving benefits, according to the Social Security Administration, they were receiving about $1,165 monthly. So if we do the math, that's almost $14,000 a year. Now, if you times that by 9 million people, taxpayers were paying over $125 billion just for people on disability alone. There's 2 ways that we can help Pause with the Cause get money, to keep running their program, and that's through donations or volunteering. So on Charity Navigator, they have a bunch of organizations, and you can see how they spend their money, where they get their money from. So up here you can see that Pause with the Cause gets 72.1% of their contributions. They get all their money from donations alone. There's a little bit that come from fundraising events and federated campaigns, but a majority of it comes from donations. And donating to Pause with the Cause, your money is going towards the right thing. Down here you can see 80.4% of their expenses are on the program alone. The other 20% are to pay their administrative team and for fundraising to get more money. And as you can see over here, over the past 4 years, their program expensive has stayed roughly the same, paying for stuff for the dogs, stuff like that. But their revenue is going down. In 2014, they just had a little bit over their expenses. So, they need our help. And another way you can help, I said, was by raising a pup. Unfortunately, pause with a cause, you have to live in either Southwest or Southeast Michigan, Chicago, Illinois, Columbus, Ohio, or Tallahassee, Tennessee to raise a pup, because that's just where they're located. But don't let that discourage you, because there are lots of organizations that use their same type of like rules and stuff to train pups. So you can help raise a service dog, just maybe not through them. Alright, and so if you do help support Pause with a Cause, you'll be helping like 9 million people with disabilities, basically. Pause with a Cause has a variety of different types of dogs. They have assistance dogs, hearing dogs, seizure dogs, and service dogs. Basically what they are, assistance dogs help people with like motor disabilities. They help open doors, pick up things. They can even pull wheelchairs. Hearing dogs obviously help the hearing impaired, but how they do that is by nudging or pawing at their partner, and then they'll lead them to where the sound's coming from. So if there's like a baby crying, they can lead them there. A phone's ringing, they'll lead them there. An alarm, they'll lead them there, so the deaf person will know what's happening. Seizure dogs they're more of like they can go work a life alert button. They can go find help. They can bring phones like to the person, and then after the seizure is over, they can bring medication and food. But they do not. It's a misconception that they are paired with their partner, so they can they're not trained to just know when a seizure is happening. Like if they're paired with their partner for a couple years, they might start noticing and recognizing, but they're not trained right off the bat to notice when their partner's going to have a seizure, because everyone's a little bit different. And then service dogs are like assistance dogs, but they're more fine-tuned, you could say. They can turn light switches. They can pick up things like as small as a dime, and they can brace. So if their partner fell down, they can stand back up using their dog. So no one wants to be a burden on someone else, having them be responsible for making sure that they can just do their day-to-day activities. People with disabilities want to be independent, and these dogs give them that opportunity. So we can help, like I said, these people by getting Pause with a Cause, keeping them with their money, volunteers and stuff. If we help Pause with a Cause, we'll be able to help these other people. Not only is it in our ability, but it's also our duty to lend a hand, donate a little bit of money, volunteer to raise a pup, and just to make the lives of these people better. They can live independently and actually be happy with what they have. So thank you.